That point with Tomlee, we brought him back, and he has some stocks that are making his nice list this holiday season. They're going to kill me in the back, but Tom, we have to start with something that everybody's lighting us up about since we talked to you 45 minutes ago, which is do tell us about crypto, okay? ETH, they want to know what's your target there. Bitcoin, what do you do with it? It's the one thing that's not part of this melt-up that Steve's been observing here.
Yeah, well, crypto was having a good year in 2025 until October 10th, and suddenly the paths of crypto and gold and risk assets diverged. I think as we look back at that moment, there was a liquidation event that was similar to 2022 when FTX collapsed. So it took 8 weeks for markets and market makers to sort of recover and markets to begin to find their bearing. I think that's what's happening now. The outlook for crypto is still really good for the next 5 to 10 years. I don't want to overuse the word super cycle, but we know that Wall Street wants to tokenize everything, whether that's Vlad at Robinhood or Larry Fink at BlackRock. And that's going to bring a lot of efficiencies to Wall Street, but it really brings the use case forward for something like Ethereum. So we're pretty bullish. I think Ethereum, which is around 3,000, can easily get to 9,000, 7,000 in early 2026. And then over time, as it starts to be competitive with payment rails, could get to the 20,000 level. So I'm pretty bullish. I like Bitcoin. I think Bitcoin is suffering from gold envy right now.
Yes.
And that liquidation event, gold's been a great asset, now at over 30 trillion. But I think, again, Bitcoin is a genuine store of value. It is supply limited. So I think in next year is really when Bitcoin can sort of begin to recover, and the 200,000 level makes a lot of sense to me.
I want to run through some of your picks, and Steve can take this over. We need to go with it. NVIDIA, top 5 idea, AMD, Meta, Goldman, Arista Networks. Your bottom 5, is that names you guys disfavor, or they're just the second half of the top 5 list? Yeah,
it's our core research core list of stocks we like, but the bottom 5 are the ones that maybe myself or our technician Mark Newton don't think are as timely. So they're naughty, but not like sells.
Okay, they're not. CrowdStrike, Costco, Palo Alto, Tesla is on that list. What is your message to the Tesla bulls? And Willis Towers Watson, but go ahead.
Yeah, I think Tesla has been on this research list since 2019, so we would never sell Tesla because Elon Musk, there's so much future present value created from a lot of his ideas, whether it's going to be Optimus Prime or robotaxis or XAI. But in the near term, Tesla's had a huge move recently, so I think it is just a question of consolidating those gains.
Tom, when you talk about the top 5, it's diverse industry-wise. Is there any particular industry that you like more than others, as opposed to just the individual stocks?
When I think of 2026, I still like tech for next year, but I do think it is ISM sensitive and interest rate sensitive and dovish Fed sensitive. So it's also financials, industrials, energy, and basic materials.
So the Fed probabilities, when I look at them for next year, I got nothing happening in January, not so much happening in March, maybe April, more likely June. What's your take on the importance of that to the market?
That timeline makes sense because I think until the second half of next year, we're going to have a Powell as Fed chair.
Yeah.
And from that nomination to confirmation window, you'd have a better sense. That's really when I think the market starts to price in a more dovish Fed. So it makes sense to me that the first half is as a market that's legacy pricing Fed Chair Powell and monetary policy.
And you're sticking with the Mag 7?
Yeah, I still like Mag 7 for next year.
Let's give a quick check as we wrap this up. Friends, this is the closing bell, and the easy headline from today is going to be that the S&P is going out on this holiday shortened session at fresh all-time intraday highs. Steve, we hit that level earlier today. The Dow's up about 280 points.